If you're looking for a beginner's guide to Microsoft Word, then you are in the right place. I'll walk you through tool by tool until you become an expert on Microsoft Word. Let's learn something new. Since this is the first video in this playlist, I wanted to show this starting screen. You've got a list of recent documents. So if there's documents you've created in the past, they're going to be right here available. Notice you can mouse over and actually pin it. So this document's labeled subscribe and like. I can left click and this pin and actually pin it. If I go to this pin tab, click on that, and it is now there. So if there's documents that you work with a lot, just pin them and they're really easy to get to you later. And we can easily unpin those by going back to the same pin, hitting left click, and now that is unpinned. If I go to my recent, now it's showing me the files that I created recently. Along the top, you'll see templates. If you want to make a newsletter, if you want to make a bookmark, a birthday party invitation, or a resume, there's a lot of things available here that you can make. If you click on more templates, there's a huge list of them. Pretty much anything you can imagine that you would need Word for. It's not as creative, but if you want to crank something out really quick, these templates are really helpful. But for now, we're going to ignore those templates and we're going to click on blank document. Left click on blank document. So now we've opened a blank Word document. This white area represents a piece of paper, and whatever is on this white area is what's going to be on your paper when you print it out. But before we move on, let's address the ribbon. Sometimes people can find this annoying. Sometimes people find it helpful. When I go up here to these different categories, we have Home, Insert, Draw, Design, Layout, so on and so forth. If I click any of these, say I hit Insert, I'm going to get items dealing with inserting things in the document. Hit Home, items that are very commonly used. Draw is dealing with drawing. And it's always going to open up this ribbon. So it comes down and overlaps the document. Some people don't like when the ribbon is down. Sometimes you want it down, sometimes you want it up. So over here, there's a little pin. If you left click this, then it stays open. If you right click in a blank area, anywhere on the ribbon, it'll say collapse the ribbon. Just left click. And now it's collapsed. So if I go over here to draw, the ribbon will come down for drawing, but if I click on the document, the ribbon goes away. If I try it again, but this time right click in this blank area and uncheck the collapse ribbon, then it will not collapse when I click away. Okay, so let's now left click the page. And so we see our cursor blinking, so it's ready to type. So let's type in something. I'm just going to type in hello world. And then I want to see this document a little closer, so I'm going to zoom in. You can zoom in a few ways. In the bottom right, there's a minus here, and there's a plus. If you hit the plus, it'll zoom in. I can actually grab this bar here and drag it like this. Or I can click over to the right. Right now it says 87%. I left click that. Here I can actually type in a percentage or just really quickly choose 100%, 75, 200. So let's choose 200, hit OK. Okay, so let's make some changes to this hello world. Let's left click the page. And see your cursor to the right is blinking, so just left click there and then drag to the left. And then your word's going to highlight, let go, and you get this little menu. And this is actually a really great menu, but I also want you to see that these items are available in the Home tab. Click Home. Now let's first look at this font section. Our current font is Calibri. So let's say we wanted to change that. So let's pick something kind of extreme so we can tell that it changes. So we can mouse through here. I'm using my scroll wheel in the middle of my mouse, or you can grab this bar here and just drag this down. This would be a great time to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's quick, easy, and it's free. Okay, scrolling up. Okay, so let's just say we've lost our mind and we've chosen Comic Sans. So it has this kind of comic booky type of writing, but we change the font. So we can change that to anything we want. Let's change that to, here's Arial, for instance. We want to make it bigger. We're on font 11. I can left click here. I can choose a different font size. So this is 72. To give you an idea, this is 8. Really, 11 and 12 are about right for most projects that you're going to do. Of course, if you're doing a poster or a flyer, you might want a bigger font. Let's just choose 28 right now. Also, I can type in a value. I can actually click up here, and I'm going to hit the backspace button, and I'm going to type in, let's say, 20. I said, you know what? Let's do 300. Let's go, that's too big. So let's take that down to, let's say, 50, enter. But what if I didn't want to worry about the actual number of the font? I just said, you know what? I just want it bigger. I just want it smaller. Well, there's a shortcut for that right here. This A with the arrow going up, that is going to increase your font size. Just left click on that and it'll incrementally go up. The icon next to it will do just the opposite. Over here to the left, the B means bold. The I means italic, so it kind of slants them. The U is underline. There's a little arrow next to the U, so you can decide what kind of underline you want. And up here, we also have strike through. Maybe there's a part of the document that you don't want to be included and you're sharing it with someone, and so you can just click this really quick to strike through saying that it should be removed. Okay, I'm going to click off that. I'm going to write something. Let's say we were writing H2O. So H2O is water, and I don't want that strike through anymore. And let's remove the italicized, but we'll leave the bold alone. So now obviously the 2 needs to be a subscript where the 2 is at the bottom because that's 2 hydrogen. So just select it. In fact, let's take this, like we showed you earlier, we're going to take this ribbon. I'm going to right click on the ribbon. I'm going to uncheck the collapse. So now the ribbon is going to stay there. I'm going to select the 2. I'm going to hit subscript right here. And so now it's subscripted. I'm going to take away the bold. So now you have H2O. Okay, so let's say we were doing a poster on this. H2O is in the poster and we want to give it a certain look. I can left click these text effects. There's some presets, so I can click this A, for instance, and it is going to give me a reflection and it's blue. It's got a gradient on it. And that's just a quick way to handle that. Or maybe I want to be more specific and choose on my own what kind of outline I want, what kind of shadow. There's a lot of shadows there. There's reflections. You can have it glow and so on. Let's choose a shadow and let's just go with something like this. If you're creating a document and you need to highlight it, you can use this highlighter. Just click it and then drag over whatever you want to highlight. If you want a different highlight color, you can change it like so. Just left click and then highlight. Okay, what about font color? I'm going to just type the word font color. And then let me select that and go right here. This is how you change your colors. So I want this to be orange. And look at all the choices that you have. You can hit more colors here, and you have quite a bit to choose from. And then once you choose a color, you can drag between light and dark version of that color. You click on one, and then you hit OK. Okay, if you think we made too many changes and you're like, I really just want to go back to the base letters that I had, just no formatting. There is a button for that. We can select everything. Up here, it says clear formatting. It's a format eraser. Just left click it, and then you get the exact words, except for the highlighting. The highlighting, you just go up here and you just say no color. I've typed out this sentence to show you a great tool called Change Case. So if I highlight this, it says EasySolve is the best channel for solving Rubik's Cube. Up here, this is called the Change Case button. If I left click on it, we get some options here. First one is called Sentence Case. That's where you have a normal sentence. The first letter is capitalized and the first letter of all the other words are not. So that takes you to Sentence Case, which is a normal sentence. Lowercase makes everything in the sentence lowercase. Let's take it back to Sentence Case. As you can see, the E in EasySolve got capitalized because that is the structure of a normal sentence. Okay, so let's try uppercase. So all the letters are now uppercase. So that's going to save you a lot of time if you want to make a section or a paragraph or a word uppercase. It's a lot easier to do this than to retype it. Let's try capitalize each word. So it went through and capitalized the first letter of each word. So if you're typing something up and you need, let's say, some kind of title, this is a quick way to make it look like a title. And this last one is called toggle case. And so it's going to reverse the upper and lower case letters. Now, why would you ever need this? So really quickly, I typed the word hello world. This can happen when you have your caps lock on, and then you're hitting shift to make the words capitalized, but it goes backwards. And how do you fix it? Well, the toggle case will come in handy. Just select it, go up there again to toggle case, and then it will flip it, and then you're back to where you should be. It's really important that you are comfortable with these tools before moving on to the next video. Just don't rush yourself, take your time, play around with these tools, and be really comfortable. When you're ready, we'll move on to the next video, and I'll teach you something new.